is gonna get wicked.
All right, well, hey, welcome back to the Hektic Podcast. Here I've got Jackson and Nate, both guys I've been training with since you both started, I think. Have I been in there the longest? I think
Yeah.
so.
It's been a minute.
Were you
Most
at-
inconsistent.
Were you at
back in the day.
Yeah.
Were you at the old gym?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, then
Yeah, I was
you
there
were
when you
like-
first.
dude,
I
yeah,
remember
you
when
were-
you first walked in. I remember
Before
when you first
me,
walked
yeah.
in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trash though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you've
Dude,
been there.
hey.
You're not trash, bro.
I'm not trash, but you know,
Dude,
Not consistent.
nothing. Yeah, I'm not consistent.
it's about what the eyes see. You got years.
Yeah, I do got
Yeah.
years, dude. Watch out. I got some
Come on,
tricks on my
And the
sleeve.
few
Yeah.
stripes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
two stripes.
Yeah, dude. Are you blue belt?
I'm blue.
Yeah,
I just
you-
got my blue.
yeah, I was
I
gonna
almost
say.
wish I wouldn't have because right after I got my blue, I had my baby.
Oh,
I
yeah.
hadn't been back in like 2-3 months,
yeah.
right? Like the last time you guys saw me, and it was probably 3 months ago.
Yeah.
That's how blue belts work. Something
is,
always
huh? comes
comes up right after you get
Right
it,
after.
which
It's
is
like an
totally fine.
excuse not to come
Nothing
in.
wrong with it.
Yeah.
No, it just
I
comes
get
up.
picked on though.
You'd be the longest lasting white belt, dude.
Yeah, I would. For real though.
They had you.
Yeah.
They did. They really did have to. Right after that competition, that I lost all 3 of my matches. It was sick. All guys from our gym too.
Oh,
Well,
really?
the only guy that I won against was a guy that wasn't from our gym.
I feel like a lot of times it's been like that. It's just been our guys
Yeah, it is.
in the
Yeah.
brackets.
Well, I actually have a question about that later in this thing, and I think
Oh.
you've been asked once on a podcast. Anyways, really quick, introduce yourselves because there's a bunch of listeners that may not know you. This is the Hektic Podcast. We've got a bunch of followers on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. I think amounting in total to about 150,000. So hopefully this gets some reach. This is like the very beginning, so it may not get a ton, but you know, explain who you guys are.
Mhm.
You want to go first?
Sure, why not? I'm Nate Reinhardt. I'm 24 years old, originally from Jacksonville, Florida. Well, St. Augustine, Florida. It's like 30 minutes under Jacksonville or whatnot.
Popular now, probably.
Yeah.
What, St. Augustine? Oh, yeah. Yep, exploding.
That's where all the killers come from.
That's what they say. That's what they say. We'll make that. But yeah, from St. Augustine. Right now, I've been here in Utah since man, when did I get here? Just a few years ago. End of 2021, I want to say.
'Kay.
Something like that.
Probably.
Yeah. That's really it about me.
How long have you
There's
been
nothing
training? Then?
crazy.
Yeah.
So I mean, MMA as a whole, just a few years since. I would say 2021,
Okay.
like as a
When you
whole.
moved here, right?
But yeah, but I mean, I started boxing in high school, and that was just kind of the beginning of it, and
Okay.
just a slow
Slow
evolution
onset.
of.
So did you feel
all
like
the
you kind of
parts.
had your bearings before you moved here then in boxing?
Yeah.
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 I hesitate there because it's just like hands. Because I think like when I first started MMA as a whole, it was like learning a whole new language.
Yeah.
But
100%.
I would say just basic fundamentals of throwing hands.
Cool.
Yeah, I would say so.
What got you to move to Utah?
A couple of things. I always say it was a pretty random move. Before I was living in Orlando, Florida, lived right there at the University of Central Florida, did 1 year at a community college right there. Was living with some high school buddies, and so that was like 2019, 2020, right? COVID. So we were just cooped up in a house, and that's right when I started training jiu-jitsu. That's right when I got into jiu-jitsu. I jumped into a American Top Team branch there in Orlando, just a smaller little branch
I remember.
with Jason Patino, and got addicted to it. So I would come home late every night after training, and my old high school buddies were just packing the house with parties, and I go straight to my room to bed. So I became the weird antisocial kid just for that.
Yeah.
And so I got pretty tired of it. I knew some people and had some friends that were living up here, and I just want to change the scenery.
Yeah.
Things just got tired. I always say, like, where I grew up and like Orlando, Florida, I guess you could say the same. I always tell people it's almost too nice.
Is it?
Like it's too easy to like sit around and like
Yeah.
get a little comfortable,
Get by.
make a little
Go to the beach
wage,
every day.
and go to the beach every day.
Yeah.
And so I was starting to slip into that, and I was like, I'm gonna get out.
That's good.
I'm gonna get out real quick.
Some self-control.
Yeah.
Then introduce yourself.
My name is Jackson DeGray. I'm 24 also. And yeah, I'm from here. I was raised here. my
What
whole
city?
life. So Saratoga Springs mostly.
Oh, okay.
But
Yeah,
yeah.
you're right around the corner.
Yeah.
You live in Saratoga.
I do live in Saratoga.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I went to Westlake. Yeah, I live right next to that. Like the hot springs.
Mhm.
That old neighborhood that's where. Yeah. Yeah, I live right down by the lake pretty much. Moved around a little bit, but mostly there.
How
So,
long
yeah.
have you been training?
Oh, let's see. I started right a little bit after high school, so probably since 2018, late 2018, maybe 2019.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Something
Probably.
like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it was shortly after the new gym opened up, I think.
Yeah, it
right?
was. It was super. Yeah. it was-
Within about a year or two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Started training and just, yeah, always loved it. Anyway, like,
Yeah.
as a kid, I would literally invite kids over to my house. We'd go to my neighbor. My neighbor had it was an old couple and they had a trampoline in their yard, and we'd throw the boxing gloves on and just go
on the trampoline.
We'd go
There you
ham,
go.
dude, like jumping
Looking for
punches.
injuries right
Like,
there.
dude,
yeah.
for real.
Couple
The
Superman
crazy
punches,
part
that's
was,
what's up.
Like we would like we were all football players, so we just try and freaking double A each other basically. And there was like the trampoline was lined with wooden logs,
Okay.
and like, bro, we bashed our heads on the logs. Like
Oh.
people would get their eyebrows cut open.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like a wooden fence around it.
It
A wood-
was like,
like frame
wooden
border.
Yeah, like a board. Yeah, pretty much. And so basically, you would just try and not land on the logs.
Damn.
And
hell.
I remember people there was like bushes on the outside too, so you'd get just shoved into a bush. But yeah, that's like, my dad watched the UFC, and I always watched the UFC growing
Yeah.
up, and that's why I thought it looked super fun. So
That's back when the UFC was kind of trashy too. Dude.
yeah, I remember
All the radical brands and tap out stuff.
Yeah,
Right?
dude, I had a bunch of tap out gear.
I'm sure. So did I.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure everybody did.
No way.
Yeah,
Dude, I was sick, dude. I was sick.
We're gonna need those pictures.
Yeah, oh, dude.
Dude.
They exist.
I looked like such a dweeb in high school, dude. Junior high.
Hey, me and you both. Dude.
That's literally why I started training. Actually, I started training because I was terrified of people.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, dude. Like I was a lot more quiet, and I remember I always felt like the smaller guy, even though I wasn't.
Mhm.
You know, that's kind of why I started training. I don't know if it's the same for you, but
Yeah, well, I played sports I played football and rugby all growing
Yeah.
up, and I was always the smaller guy, so I always had like a
100%.
chip on my shoulder.
yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Same with you, or
Yeah, I mean, I didn't play too much competitively, but I've always loved sports.
Yeah.
Love playing sports.
So what prompted you to start boxing then? Like you didn't play a ton of sports.
I mean, like I said, like I never played competitively like in middle school and high school because I was, I mean, me and Jackson are the same weight class, so I was like
yeah,
5'4", 5'5", 5'6" through high school. $110, $120, and especially in Florida, them boys are big playing football, man. Them boys are
Yeah, they are.
big playing football, and so, I mean, any sport. So growing up, I just didn't bother. I love playing sports. Like I had friends on the teams and stuff, and I played with them outside, and I'd hold my own. I'd do just fine, but yeah, I just didn't bother. I just had not a fear, but like there's no way I would be
Somebody has
able
intimacy
to.
problem.
Yeah, there's no way I'd be able to. Just kind of thing.
so the same kind of
And
thing. You're kind
so-
of reaching for strength a little bit, but training.
Yeah,
That was my
kind
reason
of.
for getting into it.
Yeah, kind of along those lines. And so I stuck to golf. Dude,
Did you?
golf was my addiction growing up. I mean, I love to play basketball, football, whatever, pick up games whenever. But my dad just got me into golf when I was really little. He loved it. I got addicted to it, and I just played that through middle school and high school.
You still playing?
I still love it, yeah.
Yeah.
I left my clubs in Florida on purpose. Because I do not
Just so
want
you
them
can
here.
focus here,
Bro,
yeah.
if they come here, I'll just take them back to Florida and then stay in Florida.
Oh, right.
So it's like,
You can
But-
golf all year round in Florida too.
oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
it's fun. It's fun. So I was just doing that, and I started to play that competitively a little bit. But I mean, as a young kid, like with golf being so mental, and like it was like super clicky and like school golf and like tournament golf and stuff, youth golf and whatnot. I couldn't like excel at it, and I beat myself up over, and I just got kind of like tired of it. I got like pissed at myself all the time over it. And then a family friend who was a black belt in jiu-jitsu at the time and loved MMA, I reached out to him one day. I was like, hey, can you just train me in boxing?
Yeah.
Like I just want to box. And he was like, you want to do jiu-jitsu or like kicks or nothing, Muay Thai? I was like, no, I don't want to do all that weird stuff. That's weird,
I don't want to
man.
roll on the floor.
I was like, man, I just want to box. I just want to box.
Yeah.
So I would go over to his garage all the time, man. He just trained me one-on-one, just boxing. And it's funny because he would ask me all the time, and this was like 2016, 2017. He would ask me all the time, almost every day. He'd be like, let's do some kicks. I'd be like, no. Nah,
I'm not trying to kick.
It's like, dude, let's wrestle a little bit. I'll show you some takedowns. You ever seen some like pros and stuff? I was like, nah, I don't want to. It's so weird looking back. It's so weird looking back. Because like why wouldn't I just be like, okay, yeah, like let's see.
Well, I
Nah,
mean,
for
with
some
that
reason
mindset,
I was stubborn, man.
You would have thought that you would have got it heavy into boxing.
Yeah,
It's like, nah. Yeah.
yeah, it was weird, and so I started training boxing, and so like I didn't understand the sport of MMA like totally at the time. I wasn't even watching UFC really that much. Like I would just see. For me, I remember like 2016, 2017, especially 2018. I got really into watching Vasyl Lomachenko, like doing his thing like prime time in those years, and I was like mesmerized. I was like, I'm trying to do that. I'm trying to do that.
That was your guy.
And I was like, I'm gonna just box.
That makes sense.
Huge regret. I mean, I don't know.
Well, because how long
I
did you
probably-
start boxing?
That was like 2016, 2017.
Oh, wow. Yeah, you could do
Kind of junior, senior year of high school.
this dude. What the hell happened?
I don't know. I think about that all the time. I was like, man, I don't know. Maybe, who knows?
Yeah.
But I mean, it's all worked out just perfect, because I just had that strong base.
Yeah.
In boxing, I knew how to throw hands, move my feet. And
Throwing kicks
yeah.
in there changes the game.
oh yeah,
Entirely.
for sure.
You know?
And so yeah, I just did that for years.
It's
And years, all the way up until 2020.
2020.
Then I started jujitsu, and then I was like, "You're saying I can hit people in the face
On the
while I
ground?
grapple with?"
Yeah, right.
I was
I can
like,
ground
"Why
and
didn't I
pound
do
it?
MMA? This MMA thing the whole time?" And then it was just from there. I was like, "I'm gonna do MMA now."
So did you both, like when you guys first started training, like I don't, maybe you more so than Jackson, but I don't think you guys were super like, you weren't training to compete when you started. Were
No,
I was.
You were.
Yeah, I knew, honestly, I knew from when I was a kid doing all that shit on
Boxing and
trampoline and
stuff,
stuff.
right?
Yeah. I knew that like I was like pretty good at fighting, to be
Yeah.
honest.
Uh-huh.
And like as soon as I started training, I knew
You were
that I was
training
gonna
to
compete.
compete.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm a competitor, and as soon as the reason I started training was because I stopped playing rugby and
Okay.
competing in rugby
Yeah.
and being and playing that competitively. So I was like, all right, I got to this is my new sport now. I'm already like decent at it.
Rugby's
so-
brutal too. Makes sense.
Yeah.
It's a good transition.
Yeah.
That's wild. Okay.
You
And then-
always knew it. Was there like an instant when you were a kid fighting on the trampoline where you were like, hell yeah, I want to do this? Like, or like,
Yeah. I don't remember the exact instant, but like there was kids that I would play football with that were like bigger than me, a lot bigger than me, and a lot stronger than me. And I
Right.
would fight them like for fun.
Yeah.
And I would kind of beat their ass a little bit.
Right.
Yeah. They'd destroy me in football. Like whatever we were doing in football, they were always stronger, faster, like
Yeah.
and bigger and stuff. But for what I don't know why, I think I have like the brain for it a little
For
bit.
sure.
But yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And then, but you didn't start training hard to fight. You just started training because you enjoyed it.
No, yeah, not initially. Like it just became super addicting. Like when I was training boxing, like I'd want to be in that garage every day,
Yeah.
just doing that. And then like I started to pick it up really fast, and then I really started to like notice I was getting better at it really fast, and I was like, wow, this is sick. And then it was probably like a 2 or 3 years after starting training where I was like, I want to try and take some fights. Like,
Right.
this is
Yeah.
this is pretty awesome. But again, I was just still boxing, so like I would go to a boxing gym, in Jacksonville Beach.
Yeah.
And I'd show up and get my ass kicked by some 20-year-olds,
yeah.
30-year-olds.
You always come
like
in,
17,
when you're starting
18.
out thinking,
Oh,
oh
yeah.
yeah, tough, dude.
I was like,
I did that when the
Yep.
pit was open. My first time
Bro.
in, dude, I went into a sparring session.
Same here, bro.
Yeah.
Fucking
You
so
know
good.
who was there?
Who?
Nobody's gonna know that. Maybe they will. Ola and Blake.
Yep, dude.
We're
Blake
there.
head kicked me and I went out.
Yeah.
I think that was my first.
That was your-
my
that
first,
was your
one of my
first-
first sparring sessions. I don't know if he'd remember, but I walked in there thinking I was tough. Dude. I was like, I've boxed.
Cheers.
Right? Like, I
He's like,
rolled
welcome,
around with
bro.
my
We'll take
brothers
that
and
initial
whatever.
payment right now.
Yeah, exactly,
Once
huh?
you wake up.
Well, they weren't even taking payment back
Jeez.
when they were about to close the.
Oh,
night
they
down.
were.
Oh yeah, it was
Oh,
all
man.
free. Everybody was going in there. They said you had to pay, but I went train for free for like 6 months.
Yeah, so I freaking went in there and sparred 2 people with a decade of fighting
Yeah,
experience.
exactly.
And they
Whatever.
basically
Gone.
just passed me around, freaking
Same
beat the
thing,
shit
yeah.
out of me, dude.
Yep. So bad.
Yeah.
Dude, there's a lot of kids that come into the gym that are like that. And you get that a lot with like, and this is no disrespect, but like military guys
Oh
who
yeah.
come in with a big head. Or you get a lot of wrestlers that come in with a big head, especially in. I guess they're not as much in striking. But when they come into jujitsu classes, dude,
Oh yeah.
Some of them too that come in and think they're really high level wrestlers, and
here he is, right here, dude. No.
anyways, we won't go there.
Yeah.
He's reaching for
Yeah,
money.
I mean they mess me up most of the time, dude. Here's one thing.
There's a good understanding.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
You're not gonna be on top the whole time.
Yeah,
That's,
exactly.
That's a guarantee. You're not gonna be
Don't worry
on
about
top.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
Yes.
So you guys, when was your first match? Your first fight?
Mine was. I think mine was early-ish 2022, like late spring 2022. Yeah. Yep.
Yours?
I thought mine was 20. Was your 2021? No, it couldn't have been.
It was 2022. I remember
Okay.
now. Yeah.
So then mine might have been 2023. Remember that high school card? I fought Pedro.
Yeah. Yep. No, yours was late because my second one was late 2022.
Okay.
It was like
So that was
can't
earlier
remember
2020,
Yeah.
22 then.
Yeah.
Yeah. So spring of 2022.
Right there.
About
So
2
you
years
walk-
ago.
As you're both walking, I don't want you both to answer, but like, as you're walking to the cage on that first fight, like what's going through your head?
oh, well,
Mm,
you answer first.
I don't know. Maybe I know it's different for everyone, but I was hella hyper. I was full of so much energy. I couldn't believe it. I wasn't necessarily nervous. I wasn't feeling too many nerves. Like I slept just fine the night before. I just woke up like I was like, I'm about to fight MMA for the first time. That's insane. I was bouncing off the walls.
Okay. Excitement
crazy.
or like kind of just like
Yeah, just like
butterflies?
excitement, like excitement and anxiety. Again, like not like I wasn't too nervous. Like to the stomach, I felt fine. But I was just like I was nervous and just full of anxiety, and I was like, I was like, I want to win, get this over with. This is gonna be crazy.
And then once you step into the ring, did that kind of go away?
No.
No. Okay.
No.
Whole
If
match,
you
dude.
watch my first fight, dude, like it looks like the camera's vibrating. Like I'm bouncing all over the place. Yeah, my first fight is my only loss so far.
And then you?
Yeah.
First fight?
Mine, I just am like, what I'm thinking is, dude, I'm just ready to kill this dude. Is all it is, bro.
Really?
I'm like, bro, I'm literally
Yeah.
gonna punch a hole in this guy's face. That's what I'm thinking the whole time. To be honest,
I feel like you have to have some of that. dude.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're just gonna
Mhm.
get stomped.
you got to be
Yeah.
ready to kill him, dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm like, as far as emotions go, though, I'm like, my first fight, I wasn't like nervous. I was honestly probably a little overconfident.
Really?
Yeah, I would say.
Dang.
Because I was just like, I didn't even have like, I was so confident that I was just going to steamroll him. And then I go in there like way too relaxed and I got clocked
Did you?
in the first. Yeah, I got dropped in the first like 5
Dropped.
seconds. I got dropped and then I got put in a deep guillotine, and I barely got out. I was like,
You're like, oh wow, I got
yeah, I was like, oh shit, dude, I'm about to lose, bro. We're not even 20 seconds into this, and I'm about to lose, bro. But yeah, that guy. It turns out that guy hits like a truck too. But yeah, I was just too confident, and then I got on top, and I was like, all right, I gotta finish this and win like right now. That's when I was like overconfident, and like I was thinking I was just gonna beat this guy up and having like the bully kind of mindset at first, to be honest.
Right.
And as soon as I got touched, I was competitor mode. It's just
Sure.
I gotta win. Bottom line is I have to win right now.
Yep.
And then but
Does the feeling change and evolve as you have more fights, or do you always both you feel the same kind of emotions walking up?
for me, yeah.
Same
I'm
kind
like,
of thing.
Yeah.
I think it's been different every time.
Yeah.
Evolving
Yeah.
into like something less nervous for you, or like we know Jackson's ready, just walking in, I'm gonna punch a hole through this guy's face
Yeah.
every time.
Every time.
That nervousness for you, Nate, has it evolved into like where are you at now?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like each time so far, it's like I've I've been more relaxed each time, because I don't want what happened in the first fight with the too much energy and hype and stuff in these. So like yeah, each time I've just been like more like I know what it feels like in there.
Right. You know what to
So-
expect. It's not like a big surprise anymore.
Yeah, I mean, some things are a surprise for sure. There's surprises.
Depending
in
on who
there.
you're fighting.
There's surprises in there.
Right.
Don't get me wrong, but yeah, each time is different. Each time it's been a little more chill each time. Maybe I don't know. It's hard to find words for it sometimes.
Yeah, I mean,
Just
there's
a-
nothing like
just
you
a lot
walking in a
going on.
cage with another man, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. It is weird. Like taking off your shirt in front of everybody, honestly, sometimes feels like the weirdest to me.
you know, that's actually probably a fair point. I don't really
Dude.
think about that.
It's like because everybody else around you has clothes on and you don't.
Oh, right.
And I don't know why that feels weird to me.
shoes, no socks.
I get
You're just
real
wearing
cold.
It is
underwear.
kind of weird.
Underwear
like,
and a
dude.
cup, dude.
Yeah,
that's
for
all
real.
you got,
For
man.
real.
And you got mitts on. It's like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dude, even just
Alright.
walking through this neighborhood and I take my shirt off if the sun's out, I'm like, I'm weird.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
This isn't right.
I'm
Yeah.
going in the backyard without my shirt on, but I'm going to the front yard. No, shirt's on.
That's-
Dude, I've started actually taking my shirt off more in public to like practice.
There it is.
Like,
There
it's
it
kinda
is.
weird,
Oh, but
but
it
like
helps with the mentality
It has
during the
to
fight,
work.
for sure. Right before
I would like to think it does. I don't know.
Yeah, hey.
But yeah. Yeah,
Uh,
dude, I just try and make everything feel as normal as possible. But yeah,
That's
Yeah.
funny.
that's weird. That's a weird part for me.
So obviously fighting and training takes a ton of time, right? It's more than a full-time job, right? Like I've seen you guys in the gym, you're in there 4 or 5 hours at a time, if not longer, right? If not all day. Are you guys also juggling a full-time job with that? Or have you transitioned from that? Like what are you guys doing?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I am.
I always
trying. I'm like
Yeah.
barely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
like I always joke with people. They'll be like, "Oh yeah, you work and stuff." I'll be like, "Yeah, I got 2 jobs." I always just say it's like my second job,
Yeah.
and I never bring it up that it's fighting and training until like I necessarily have to.
Yeah.
But
But it really is
It's-
that it is 2 jobs, right?
it definitely is. Yeah.
yeah.
I'm the
Pretty
same
well,
way. I feel
yeah.
kind of weird when I talk about it to people.
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah. I was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when
I
people
never
are
bring
like,
it
"You're
up
a
until I
fighter?"
have
And
to.
I'm like,
yeah.
Yeah, I'm like reluctantly
Yeah,
talking.
right.
I don't know why. It's just like weird to talk
It
about.
feels the
sometimes.
same with us, I think,
Right,
right?
you don't talk about it because I don't go. So.
Yeah.
Well, and I don't even mean fighting, right? Like for me, it's obviously not a job. I'm so inconsistent. It's not even funny. But like with our own projects, like him and I have been doing business together now for almost 10 years.
Yeah.
With startups and stuff. Yeah. It's like, what do you
Yeah.
guys do for work? And we just mention our 9 to 5.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But then it's like we have this other project on the side that we're like hesitant to bring up, which is kind of the opposite of how you should be.
Yeah.
I feel like when we're doing well with it, it's like when people talk about people.
Right. It's like, oh yeah, I'm running
That's
this.
And then COVID happens and it kills it, and we're like,
Yeah.
I actually really like this idea though. I think part of what we want to have on this show is really digging into your mind, your mindset. Like, why are you able to do what you're doing and still be like a normal? I mean, you have full-time jobs. So like, if you don't mind telling us, you don't have to tell us exactly what you do, but maybe a little bit about what you do with your day job so that people can relate a little bit to the fact that, hey, it's not that different from what I do for a living. why can't I push myself to that next level as well?
Yeah, I mean,
What do you guys do for work? What do you do?
well, what's funny is that answer changes about
Yeah.
every 6 months.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Especially, that's why it's so hard to hold a full-time job.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm a concrete inspector right now, but like,
Right.
but same, bro. Like, it's like I pretty much hold it together as long as I can. Dude, I'm
Right.
probably not a good example. To like,
Yo, I'm not either, but
But really, like, I think there's a lot of this that just gets swept under the rug. A,
Yeah.
because it's uncomfortable to talk about at times, and
Yeah.
B, because the people that act like they can hold it together really well aren't performing at a high level in one of the aspects.
Yeah.
So I still think it's important to like at least kind of talk about it a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah, I don't know. I try the best I can to like. I don't get like fired from my jobs or anything, but it's like it's usually just like, man, I freaking hate this job now.
I'm
It's
sick
not
of being
fun.
here.
Yeah, I'm sick of being here. It's taking away from like my home life and my training at this point.
Right.
And then I think I got to find something better to like. That's honestly probably what it is I'm constantly trying to find something more conducive to training and my home life.
Yeah. Well, and something you enjoy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same with you.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah, like I said, I haven't hit a year with a day job here. Since I've been here in 2021, I've probably had 5 or 6 different day jobs.
Really.
And it's the same thing. I always try and get 9 to 5 or like morning to afternoon. I always tell them, I say evenings, that's when I have my second job. I always say that.
That's
I
good.
always say
Yeah.
that.
It's good
Yeah,
that you
sorry,
look at it.
guys,
that
I
way.
got 2 full-time jobs. I got to be off at 5.
It seems like people that have like a strong interest towards doing their own thing, which I think fighting is one of those. Starting businesses is another. Like, it seems like those kind of people have a hard time holding jobs, right? Like, you're constantly searching for something else because you want to do the thing you love full time, but you're trying to support yourself money wise with these 9 to 5 jobs that you'd rather not have.
Yeah. You're trying to support your passion with
Yeah, exactly.
just whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It seems like you guys are probably working your asses off.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
I save
Kinda.
energy for training.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
for sure.
Oh,
I
yeah.
will say this: my employers probably don't like me
Right,
very
Dude,
much.
I was just about to say
Yeah.
that.
You're probably feeling like you're on thin ice with some of them too. at
Yeah,
times,
because
right?
it's like anything extra, I'm just not about it. To
Yeah,
be honest,
it's
like,
exactly.
You're not going above and beyond
That's-
at all.
No,
Exactly.
I'm gonna do the best I can at the job I signed up for. But like, if they're trying to get me to do extra stuff, like, hey, stay after and maybe like you get earn brownie points or whatever.
Right.
I'm like,
Change your
no.
career. You're like,
Exactly.
no,
This is
what
not
I
my
want.
career.
I'm like,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
And then home life. Are you both in relationships? I know you're
I'm
married,
married.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this guy can talk about that. I ain't got no one.
He's like, I don't
I got no one right
nobody
now.
right
He got the ring on. Yeah, he got
Yeah,
that. Jack's got that
um,
family life. so-
Yeah, that honestly, it's really tough on our relationship just because it's like fighting anything. It's like maybe you guys can relate to this for your like businesses and stuff,
Yeah.
but it's like it does seem really selfish
For sure.
when you're doing it because
100%.
you're not including your partner ever usually.
It's like I've got a meeting with this guy that I got to go.
Yeah.
And do. It's like, no, you're not invited. We're going to dinner. We're
Yeah.
going to lunch. You know what I mean? It is.
Yeah.
It gets.
Yeah, and they start to feel left out and stuff. They start to at least my wife, and I don't blame her, starts
Yeah.
to feel like she's not the priority.
Yeah.
You know.
100%.
And I understand, but I try to explain to her that like this is what I want to do. This is what I draw fulfillment from,
Yeah.
you know? And yeah, but that is hard to explain. It's hard to balance. And
For sure.
yeah, pretty much she hates this, but it pretty much goes her gym and then work. And she would like it to go her work, gym.
Right.
And then
because the money thing is like she wants to feel stable.
exactly. Yeah.
It's
And I
fine.
don't
Like
blame
even yeah.
Makes sense, but also,
Yeah.
if you're fulfilled, you're going to be better in the long run. So,
Yeah. Like it's really
Yeah.
about your mentality too.
Yeah. That's what I like to think.
Yeah. It should be.
Yeah.
Yeah. There is.
Yeah.
Well, even with my wife, like I've hinted at like taking a fight here or there, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've brought it up. She's absolutely against it. Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
I need your brain kind of a thing. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna That's right. Yeah, right.
There it is.
Yeah.
Me of all people, Oh, dude. Anytime I spar with these two, it's like I got a freaking migraine.
They're 135.
No,
No,
just kidding. With Jackson, it's my kidneys, dude. They're just shot. Yeah.
What are you talking about? Dude, we never hit you. We can't hit you, dude.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Oh, this
It's
little
true.
thing. Yeah, right.
But yeah, it is difficult to balance though. It's like it's pretty difficult, I
Yeah.
would say.
So you both have primarily trained out of Wasatch, as far as I know, right? You guys don't really train at other gyms, do you?
We sparred at Agema a few times.
That would make sense. It
but
feels
yeah.
like
Agema.
ours and Agema are kind of sister.
Yeah, kind of
Mhm.
a little
gyms,
bit.
a
Yeah.
little bit. Is Dane the one doing the coaching over there?
A lot of it, I would say
A
him
lot.
and him in court, and then
Yeah.
Marco Sanchez is
Yeah.
over there quite often. But I don't know if he does coaching there,
Yeah.
but he'll run the sparring every once in a while. And yeah,
Well, like along with Agema, like Wasatch, it seems like most of the fighters, or some of our teams that have come out and fought, they seem to do better than almost any other gym out there, especially in the fierce fighting league, right? Like, I know you've been asked before on a podcast. I'm not sure if you have. What do you think the reason for that is?
I mean, I know this is like, it's kind of cliche, and
Mhm.
almost every gym says it, that they have the best coaches.
Right.
But I mean, I really mean it when I say Casey Wilkinson,
Casey's next level.
yeah, Mina and Reese, like them three as coaches, man. Like the difference is they are so like genuine and caring to what each fighter needs,
Mhm.
and they're really good at paying attention to what each fighter needs and needs to improve on
Mhm.
and what they do well. They're really good at catering training to each of us
For sure.
instead of just kind of going cookie cutter method.
Yeah. And they have a good balance too, right? Where they'll like kind of jump down your throat for something you really have a problem with,
Mhm.
technique wise,
oh yeah,
and then letting some things go to where it might be feeding into some of your style a little bit. I think
That's-
they're really good at
Yeah,
balancing.
that's a great point. I don't think they put salt on nothing, man. Like,
Yeah.
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 I'm just thinking about stuff that's just been said to me that's like so like brutally honest. and
100%.
I wouldn't have
Yeah.
it any other way.
But critique is love.
yeah,
Yeah,
Absolutely.
exactly.
That shows me that they care, man. I haven't come into any coaches that care like they do.
For sure.
Really.
Yeah. The alternative is you go into a fight and you end up getting your ass
Yeah,
kicked.
you get your ass kicked,
and they
then-
might not care, like, like
Yeah.
getting their
I feel like they've
paycheck.
done a pretty good job too of getting like a decent amount of talent in there. Obviously, it seems the two of you have each other, I'm sure, and there's a lot of other guys and girls in the room that make it a pretty competitive room. Would you agree?
Yeah. What's funny is I would say that our room is like really small when it comes to the quantity of fighters, and I
The
think
ones
that's
that are like fight team actually competing, right?
Yeah, that would commit
Yeah.
commit and fight to or commit to an amateur fight. You know,
Right.
that amount of people is pretty small, I would say,
yeah, and
compared to
I
a lot
yeah.
of the gyms.
I think that's why they're able to cater to us a little bit more individually and know kind of what's up
Yeah.
with our game and stuff.
It's like
Yeah,
they get the volume of people, and then it's like if you find the few that have interest in fighting, it's like now they can kind of pinpoint.
Yeah.
It's like they almost get their pick of the litter
Yeah.
A little bit, yeah.
a little bit.
It's really just because like I've seen people come in. I've been there long enough to where I've seen people come in, and I'm like, man, they're really talented. They probably do really good, but it's the people that end up being good and end up fighting are the ones that just stay and just
they're
go
consistent
every
too,
day.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
Not you, Brooke.
Yeah, not me.
Yeah, not
me.
Brooke.
The other day we were rolling. What was it? I think Reese asked if anybody had like experience wrestling or something, and I went and stood over with the guys that haven't.
Oh,
wrestled at
I
all.
remember that. I
And
actually
Jackson
specifically
goes,
remember
Brooke,
that.
what the hell are you doing, dude? You've been here for 8 years. You know how to wrestle. I'm like, yeah.
Thanks for calling.
Yeah, for real. Though.
That's good.
We'll be there. I'm gonna get back into it eventually. I'm leaving for Arizona on Saturday. I'll be gone.
Yeah.
Cheers. Okay, so now to some kind of funny. I don't know if you guys have been asked while you've been together, but you're both teammates. Do you think you'll ever compete against each other? You ever think you'll fight each other? You're in the same weight class. I think your styles are pretty different, or at least what you go for during fights. I don't know.
Probably never. Never.
No,
The only reason I would
realistically,
is if it
never.
was like me and him are the only two people that can fight for a UFC championship.
Then it's like, yeah,
Then it's like,
you'd have
fine,
to
bro,
be
for
at
some
that
good
level.
money.
Yeah, but other than that, no.
Yeah, like, why
Why would
yeah.
we? Yeah.
Hate on you guys for being friendly during the match.
Yeah.
You guys would be like,
Yeah.
dude, that was a good one. Bravo.
Yeah, for real.
That's funny.
I don't know. What do you think?
No, I mean that's true. Like realistically, because the sport is growing so much, and there is just so much competition. One, there's not a need for it. Really,
Yeah.
like when I think of circumstances, the only need would be for a like a UFC title shot.
Yeah,
Right.
And,
that would be the only time.
And,
and even then, it's like, all right, we're gonna get paid.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I know,
Yeah.
like,
You're
bro,
gonna
like,
pay us a lot.
Yeah.
and
Came out of
before,
the
like,
same
dude, hey,
jail.
we'll do a boxing match for a few million. I don't
Yeah,
care.
you're like,
Yeah.
deal, 100%.
That's the thing is like I forgot what fighter said this, but it's like we fight in the gym almost every day, anyways. You know?
Yeah,
So
I wonder if that would throw like a pretty big wrench in it, right? Compared to what you're used to, right? Like you're not fighting teammates, you're not fighting people you're used to sparring with. That's got to be a whole nother beast. Like if you'd imagine fighting each other, right? It feels like you know everything about each other.
The comfortability is a lot
Yeah.
less. That's what I would say to that. It's like,
What do you mean?
like there's so many. I know his game. He knows my
Yeah.
game. I kind of know what's coming a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
And then, yeah, when I'm fighting my opponents, I don't, like you're saying, I don't train with them every
Right.
day. I've
You've
seen
seen
them
some
fight
videos.
before.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like, especially us as amateurs, they're growing every fight. Everybody's
100%.
improving
I was
every
about to
fight.
say that,
Yeah.
How
So,
much do you
you
never
never really
watch
know.
preparing for a fight?
I watch. My first fight, I actually watched a lot.
Yeah.
But like, and I think I kind of overdid it. But now I just I'll watch every once in a while just to refresh myself on like the basic openings that I can find, you know. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, really, just to look at like kind of what movements look like nothing specific like tactics or nothing like that. Because I mean, yeah, here at this level, like I mean, every month, like when we're training, like Jackson will do stuff that I've never seen him do before that he starts doing. I'm like, that's new.
Right.
Like every month. So it's the same thing with other fighters. Like I'll just watch for some movements and stuff, maybe a pattern if I catch it, but I'm not in depth in it. More so film on the elite level guys who, you know, at the top. That's
Yeah.
the film.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, I guess this kind of brings me to my next question that we had. Obviously, there's some news that came out this week about your upcoming fights on the 13th. Nate, you're out. We can address that if you want. Jackson, you're now fighting who Nate was going to be fighting. Have you guys spoken about, have you game planned together? Because obviously you've been preparing for this fight. I know you're well aware of who he was fighting, but talk to us a little bit about that.
I thought I was gonna fight Nasir originally.
Oh yeah.
And then,
Yeah,
so I
yeah.
kind of had I already did a little bit of game planning, but yeah, I would say, like I'm kind of already have my game plan. I watch everybody in my division before I even I already know what
Before you
everybody
go
does.
anybody.
Yeah. So it's like, I kind of already know my basic game plan of each person before.
Right.
So yeah.
So the fights that are coming up on the 13th, what happened?
I mean, a few weeks ago, I had a pretty bad leg injury, and it was just like, okay, I'm gonna just chill on it, let it recover. I'll still stay in good shape, but just as leg injuries are, like you're on your legs 24/7. It's not like I can
Bouncing
sit
around
around
a
here
lot,
2
yeah.
weeks out. So a couple tweaks on it, and just not able to peak right here at these 2 to 3 weeks out, which I
Right.
should be doing. And Nasir Davis is too good of an opportunity. He's too good of an opponent, and especially it being a title shot, not to get in there at 100%.
100%.
Especially
Makes
here at this
sense.
level where we all only have a handful of fights. So wherever we can get in there 100% to put out our best highlights, we want to do that. And so, yeah, getting in there with this, it just in the long run doesn't seem too smart. And yeah, and it was a really cool card to begin with because Jackson was going down a weight class
Yeah.
to get 125 title while vacating the 135 for Nasir and I to go at. And Nasir vacated the 125 to go up. So it was a whole like
That's
switcheroo
wild.
game there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And so for Jackson's got to pull out and me to pull out here short notice, kind of like lines things up how they were kind of initially supposed to be. So kind of a weird, cool situation.
Yeah,
know.
really, really weird. It kind of lined up. Yeah. Really weird situation.
Now the fight's at 135, right?
Mhm.
And you were preparing to fight at 125.
Yeah.
Saving that extra 10 pounds, how are you feeling?
Pretty happy.
Yeah, I'll bet.
Yeah.
Big deal, man.
Yeah, yeah, dude. I'm like, I probably need a little bit more discipline too. I suck at like weight cutting and stuff, but I really, that is the one thing I'm kind of bummed that I don't get to have the opportunity to make 125 before I go pro, because this will be my last amateur fight for sure. But
Yeah, that was our next question.
Yeah.
You're going pro, right?
win or lose,
Win or
going
lose,
pro.
You're going pro.
Yeah, doesn't matter. I've already proven to myself that I'm pro level, so win or lose, I'm going pro.
That's actually something, maybe we can come back to those fights in a minute, but I personally don't really understand the process, and I know most of our viewers would not understand the process either. So walk us through what it's like going from amateur to pro, what you have to do, what it looks like, kind of the path you have to take. How do you find promotions? How do you find fights? How do you get your card? All of that.
For me, it's actually pretty simple. It's like you really don't have to have any amateur fights if you don't want to. You might have a harder time finding a promotion to sign a pro fight for you. But yeah, technically there's not like a guideline on
Right.
you have to have this amount of fights, this amount of wins, this amount of like experience or whatever to go pro. You just ask a promotion. And as far as like finding promotions, you just reach out to local. It doesn't even necessarily have to be local, but local promotions. A lot of the time you ask your coach and they already have a connection with the local promotions, and then
And that's what I was going to
they'll be
ask
the
too. Is like
mediator.
usually you go through your coach, right? So that you don't end up getting paired up with somebody that's just on another level, because that
Yeah.
happens a lot.
Yeah.
Where they're just trying to fill cards, and it's like, I've got this young guy that's coming up with no coach, no backing. It's just, I'm just going to throw him in and see how it goes.
Yeah, nowadays I would say it's a little bit more transparent thanks to like the
That's true.
internet and
Yeah.
Tapology and all that stuff.
Right.
It like makes it really easy to find your opponents. And all the promotions are filming their fights and putting them on YouTube now. So nowadays it's a lot easier. If you talk to our old coaches like Cunny or somebody like that, they had no film on anybody. They could say, "Oh, this guy's 0-0."
Right.
And they would have they might have 15 fights.
Just take
and
their
you would
word for
never
it.
know.
They've got 48 fights in Japan.
Exactly.
Oh,
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Dude. Yeah, that would suck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's really just a matter of getting onto a promotion. Just someone saying, yes, you can fight
Mhm.
on this card.
Signing a contract and showing up on the date and the right weight. Yep.
Sick.
And that's the thing, is like even more so today, not only do they want to fill cards, but they want to Instagram reel of you getting slept. Or the
Oh,
other guy.
right. Yeah,
They don't
exactly.
care who
No.
falls.
They want the highlight.
They don't care
Yeah.
who falls.
Yeah.
They want someone falling. They want to clip it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas
they want the
before,
viral.
before they wanted to fill the cars maybe, but now, for promoters, I get where
100%.
trying to get.
So do you already have promotions that you're feeling out on the pro side of things?
I might stick with Fierce for a little bit. But yeah, we've got a few.
Yeah. And then are you planning on going pro?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
I don't have any set timeline yet.
Right.
Just because Jackson's got a few more fights more than me. Like at this level, I just want to be able to. I feel like I haven't been able to do everything I want to do yet inside the cage, because I feel like at this
That's
level
fair.
it's not more so about first round finishes, because you could have 8 first round finishes. That's 8 minutes of octagon time. Then you
Right.
step in with a professional, so it's like it doesn't matter, right? So I want to be able to get in there with some octagon time and fully,
You want to feel all 3
Do-
rounds, all 5 rounds, whatever it is.
yeah, maybe, but more so I want to just do some things I haven't done yet in previous amateur fights.
Yeah. That makes sense.
So and it could be after this next one, if I get done with it and I'm like, that was a good time. I did everything I wanted to do there. I feel like I expressed my game really well there. then maybe it's like, okay, the next one, but maybe
100%.
two.
Makes sense.
So we'll see.
So were you pretty excited that your last fight on the amateur side of things is going to be within this year?
Yeah, I'm excited for it. Honestly, it's kind of funny because this whole they put out a pound for pound list. Yeah, everybody kind of knows, and it kind of got trumped up a little bit more than I actually don't care about it that much.
That's so funny.
It seems like I do.
Yeah.
And because my goal is to be a UFC champion, not to fight Nasir Davis. I don't care if I fight Nasir Davis or not.
Right.
I do think he's a really good fighter, and I think I'm better than him. So it would be, and I think he's a fun challenge. So I think that fight is going to be really fun. But other than that, I'm excited for it. But nothing, no more than any other fight.
That brings us back to goals. So the goal is obviously, I think with any fighter, is to be at the top tier UFC contract kind of thing, right?
Yeah,
that's both of your guys' goal.
Mm-hmm.
How far out do you guys think you are?
All goes well.
Yeah, all goes well.
All goes well. It's a short amount of time.
Yeah, it's really not that long, to be
Right.
honest. Like, if you can put together like a win streak and get finishes, get highlights, whatever it is, you just got to get attention.
Yeah,
and a big part of it too is getting a following on like social media and stuff.
that was going to be my next area.
Yeah,
to walk
and
into.
like you might not even be that good of a fighter, but if you have a following, your chances of getting signed to a big organization are way higher. Yeah, because you're going to sell more tickets. It's a business. Yeah.
You've got a following, you've got a personality.
Yeah.
You're somebody that people want to come and watch. That's right. It all means money, and that's what they're in it for.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys think within the next couple of years you'll probably be at that level?
Yeah, because if you think about it, like they're signing people that are 8-0, 9-0, 9-1, 10-1, whatever it is, right? So, okay, let's see. If I go pro this year and I get 2 pro fights, and then I get 3 pro fights the next year, 4 the next year, or whatever it is, you just kind of time it out like that, and you can project. Okay, let's see, 3-4 years, and then I'll be in a big promotion.
Yeah, because you're looking between that 8 and 10 fight area.
2027, you should be having enough fights.
Yep.
Yeah, that's rad, dude. All right. Well, last question I was going to bring up before we end it. Reason we brought up the jobs thing was sponsors. Do you guys have sponsors? Are you looking into sponsors? Is this like something you guys have been exploring?
No. I mean, it's
no.
The truth is no. And, it's for that reason that it's like there's so much allocated time and of everything else, it's like it's so much of an afterthought. It's never anything I would say no to. It's definitely something that we got to look out for down the road.
Yeah. Do you have anybody in your guys' league right now that has sponsors that you guys can point to that are like?
Not a lot of amateurs.
No,
I would
have
imagine
sponsors.
it's hard.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, or what we're seeing here at the amateur level is like there's some companies and businesses that kind of begin to like partner with the promotion, and then they kind of trickle down and like may do some stuff with the fighters.
Yeah, you kind of get the leftovers of the promotion, to be honest, a little bit.
Yeah.
But I'm closing in on maybe a few. We'll see.
That's it.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
So do you
We'll
have
see.
like a I guess I don't know, like a promotion like pamphlet that you're handing out to people?
Like a package.
Yeah, like
basically.
A package,
The package,
I'm trying to figure that out right now. So like,
I think we might have
basically-
talked about this a year ago.
yeah,
A sponsor package. Right?
Yeah. So I'm trying to figure that out. Like basically, that's what I want to know is how can I provide value for a company so that they are wanting to sponsor me? Because that's the bottom line is they got to make money, right?
Yeah.
So they're not going to spend more than they're going to
Totally.
make,
It goes back to your social media
Exactly.
following kind of a thing, huh?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. So I'm closing in on hopefully a few. But I'm thinking about like, because you can't, especially at this level, you can't just be like, okay, a logo on the shorts and a shout out after a win. It's like, no,
Not
you got to
gonna work.
provide more.
Yeah,
than
it's
that.
not gonna work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, right now I'm trying to figure that out. And yeah, if anybody
Well, every opportunity is here too, right?
Yeah.
Well, I think that's another point to make is like the more fights you guys get, the more popular you get in the fight world. Like you're gonna get invited on more podcasts, on more shows. You're gonna be part of more media. Like that's an outlet for them to make money as well.
100%.
You know, it's like
100%.
throw these guys a branded T-shirt. Shit,
Exactly. This is actually I wore this on. This is my boys.
that's the homies, right?
Yeah,
there.
is Jitsu committed till death jiu-jitsu. Hit him up on Instagram.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
Plugging shit.
Yeah.
Sick stuff. No, for real.
Yeah, I need
But
to
yeah.
have them hurry up and give me some gear, dude. I was supposed
Bro,
to. Be
they
doing
got good gear.
They
for
do.
real. It's so nice.
I was
He's
supposed to be
doing a
doing
good
some
job.
design
They're doing a
stuff
good
for
job.
him.
bro.
I'm gonna bark up Izzy's tree.
You're
Yeah.
just talking to him
Yeah, if you know.
If I just showed
He's
up.
there every day.
Oh, I know. Dude.
I'm playing.
Yeah, that's accurate. That's what all
Catch
the
up
guys
to
in
him.
my ass when we go in. Dude.
Catch up to him.
I'm soft, bro. I ain't shit.
Hopefully we'll get you both back on here in the future. Good luck to both of you.
Definitely.
Good luck
Yeah,
on your
bro.
fight in like shoot, dude, 10 days.
Yeah.
10 days.
So you must have a fight. Do you have one on the horizon that you're looking at?
Yeah, we're looking at September.
September.
Probably,
Okay.
yeah.
Cool, dude. That's not far away. It's also
Nope.
right around
It
the
feels
corner.
far away, but it's really not.
It's not.
Yeah.
dude.
So
Shit. Yeah, 2 months. That's
Feels
gonna
like 2
come
years.
quick.
Yeah, it's actually shit. I didn't realize it's that. Yeah,
It's not.
yeah, that's
long.
not far away. That's a training
Yeah.
camp.
Yeah, dude. Well, a month until a training camp, right?
Yeah.
4 weeks.
so
Yeah.
somewhat, yeah.
Yeah.
Shit, it's coming
It's all
up.
good.
Dude, appreciate you guys.
Yeah, man.
Appreciate
Thanks,
you.
guys, for sure.
Ciao.